I was lady that I was working for.
Yeah.
He only wrote 2 poems, and people have been writing poems for years.
Oh.
I got up that Friday morning, flew to Washington, D.C. just as they were closing the registration gate. Didn't have a place to stay. And I let the guy, he said, well, we're closing the gates. I'll take your poems back, then you came such a long way. I'll take your poems back and let the judge see it. And when he came back out, he had a frown on his face. And I said, well, maybe I'll win next year. Maybe I can get a contest next year. He said, no, they said you can do your poetry tomorrow at 12 noon. So that was the start.
That was the beginning of the future.
Yes. And after I left the hotel, I had to flag a place, flag a cab, and try to find a hotel. So there was over 5,000 ports there.
Wow.
And it was sponsored by the International Society of Portrait Hall of Fame. And flagged the cab. He took me over by the National Monument in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And I went in my room, and a guy knocked on my door. He said, you new here? I said, yes. He said, I'll tell you one thing. Be careful, don't come out of your room. You're in a bad hotel. I closed my door. I stayed in until 11 o'clock the next morning. But through the night, all you could hear was shooting, a lot of prostitution.
A lot of crime.
Had me scared. Right at that one hotel. Not just outside the hotel, right in the hotel. Yeah. One lady knocked on my door and asked if she could come in if I wanted some company. I said, no thank you.
No thank you. No company.
So that's where it started. I did my 2 portraits that Saturday at noon, and they were down to the last 5. I did my 2 portraits that Saturday at noon, and on Sunday I went to the back home, and they were down to the last 5 gifts out of 30 beautiful gifts. I had met his brother at the hotel on Sunday morning, and he said, well, maybe one of us will win. I said, well, I hope so. So he said, I'll trade you 2 of your poems for 2 of mine. So we made the trade. While they was calling names and giving out different gifts, I told him, I said, well, I'm going to go back to the hotel, get my luggage, and go back to the airport and see if I can get an earlier flight back to California.
Right, but you knew it was over.
Yeah. And he said, well, take my name and my card and call me sometime in Alabama. And I said, okay, I'm always down to Alabama. And he said his card. As I was walking out to the auditorium, it said from Oakland, California, taking 2nd place, Harold L. Ellison. He wins $2,500, a book publishing contract, 3 big beautiful plaques, and a 7-piece set of the Architect Safari Leather. I flew back to this city. And
received your rewards.
Received my reward.
Wow.
Caucasian lady, she won 1st place with a love poem. And she wanted to trade me her poem, her prize, for my 2nd place prize, because she had my poem was much more to her than her poem.
Wow.
I came back to California and had this to be. I didn't care what time I got out of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it didn't even matter.
So that Monday I went back to work, and when I walked in the door, my boss said, "Where were you? I've tried to reach you all day Friday." I said, I went to Washington, D.C. to the contest.
The boss. Yeah.
The boss. And she said, "You didn't win nothing, did you?" I said, "Come out to my car." I had parking down the road. I showed the check for $2,500, book publishing contract, beautiful flag, and the luggage. They said that when I left the office, she went back in her office and cried.
Oh, wow. So you heard that from the boss. And then you're related to somebody very famous too. One of them, make sure you shout out to Hen folks. Yeah.
I'm related to Ralph Ellison, who wrote the storybook of Bizzle Rain.
Ralph Ellison.
They have a library named. They have a library named after it in Oklahoma City. Not too far from where the federal building was bombed. Most of the buildings in the area there was damaged, and the library was not even touched. And every year in October, they have me as a special guest. They have pictures of them all over everywhere. They have me as a special guest doing my poetry and signing my book. And, oh yeah, speaking of books, I just had my first book published. titled Jesus, Jesus is Here.
Jesus is Here.
It's two children's storybook coloring books with songs legally copyrighted to the Tune Jingle Bells. A gospel song titled Jesus is Here, and an after Christmas song titled Santa's Gone On.
Wow. And I got a copy of that book too, autographed by the man. I really enjoyed the book so much, I sat there with my coloring crayons and colored pages as it was going.
You ready for another book?
I'm ready for another book. Yes, sir.
That could be all right.
We're going to make sure you get to hear about that book too. We're going to shoot another video right after this one. We're in the 37th Street Baptist Church where W.C. McClendon is our pastor, talking to the man, Mr. Ellison, that is doing some wonderful things in his life of poetry, just for you, the viewers here at YouTube. So may God bless you, may God keep you, and we'll be right back. Push the button.